Welcome to the Collective Minds podcast.
It's never fucking had it.
Shut
No way.
Never fucking had
way.
it.
Like, Austin, you trying to tell us something else right now?
As humans, everybody lives in the same reality. You know, we could all be in the same room together, but we perceive it differently.
All that experience, all that emotions, all the things that happen in that one life is boiled down to what we call instinct. And that's the only thing we can bring over to the next life.
If you won't behave, you'll be canceled.
Coincidence? Coincidence? Coincidence. There cannot be three. All right. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Collective Minds podcast. Tonight you got me, Astral, and Nathan, buddy. So let's see what's going on here. Let's make sure I got it all ready. It's got a goofy looking website here. I wanted to talk about this. I guess this is straight on hot off the press. This is the thing I guess they were waiting for. You notice it a lot with NASA. So there, sneak peek. All of a sudden something's happening that we don't hear. I guess if you were like subscribed to NASA's emails or something, you would hear it. But let's see if I can get onto this real quick. Let's go. Bam. All right. Here we go. So a NASA spacecraft comes home with an asteroid gift for Earth, it says. Not too sure on if it's that. This reminds me of a bad movie, though. So apparently they took some like pieces of an asteroid and it landed today on Earth. And they're doing their whole thing. And let's see if I can. Does that show you the whole screen?
No, not on my end, no.
Not on your end? All right, bounce it back out. All right, a little video here. Let's see what they got. Actually, let's jump out of that real quick. Go back.
What could possibly go wrong bringing space rock down to Earth?
Yeah.
Giant asteroid.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. I haven't seen this a million times. Let me know if you can hear the audio on this. I think you should, but let's see.
We have confirmed parachute deployment.
Wow. And after an exhilarating streak across Earth's atmosphere, we have parachute deployment. You can see just a sigh of relief from the team. I can hear some applause here. You see the reaction there just moments ago as they got that sample back on the ground.
Nerds!
The rest of the team members approaching that SRC that has been successfully bagged and prepared to be loaded into the helicopter's long line. And we have clearance to depart the recovery site. This is a key moment of those recovery operations. Getting that SRC out of the landing zone and on its way to the Dugway clean room. In just a few moments, the SRC will be back on the ground. Its second touchdown of the day. A much calmer one than we had earlier this morning. The doors are now open. We are entering into the clean room. And that SRC is about to be moved off onto our clean room fixture. It's hard to fathom that just a couple years ago, this sample return capsule that you see here was over 200 million miles away from us on the other side of the solar system.
Bullshit. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff right there.
You're gonna get to see the damn thing.
No, I know. Yeah. I don't know about their space turd that they brought down. Who knows? I mean, I know it's bullshit and in stage just because like that's not how labs look. Labs look like a drunk guy throwing around vials of stuff and creating COVID-19 on accident. Totally not in China, you know? I'm just going to call bullshit. I don't know. I don't think it's from space, though. Who knows? It totally could be just another China balloon, you know? It could be from the outer surfaces, though, you know, past the blockade of ice wall or something, depending on where you follow on that scale. But yeah, it says a brown and white capsule that spent the last 7 years swooping through the solar system and sojourning at an asteroid has finally come home, and it has brought a cosmic souvenir, a cage of space rock that scientists are hungry to get their hands on. So yeah, this morning, Sunday morning, those scientists waited eagerly as the pod shot through Earth's atmosphere at thousands of miles per hour. It gently parachuted down into the damp desert landscape of Utah Test and Training Range, about 8 miles west of Salt Lake City at 8:52 a.m. local time, which is fucking interesting as fuck, if you ask me, Nathan, because they can pinpoint it down, right? They can pinpoint a space turd, space rock from allegedly outer space, right? But yet when a $100 million aircraft goes missing, they have to put an OPB for like the citizens to go, hey, do you know where our jet went? Because it's all ours because you paid for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it says that capsule's landing is a major win for a NASA mission called OSIRIS-REx. They're just making up names now because, you know, dinosaurs didn't exist and all that, which stands for Origins, Spectral Interpretation, Resources Identification, Security, Regolith Explorer. The spacecraft set out in 2016 to retrieve material from Bennu, carbon-rich asteroid about 190 feet wider than the height of the Empire State Building, which tells me nothing because I don't know how big the Empire State Building is, and I don't know what 190 feet above that looks like. But thanks for the interpretation there. Researchers hope this pristine space dirt will reveal clues about the birth of our solar system and the genesis of life on Earth. This is a gift to the worlds. And Dante Loretta. Dante said it. You know it's true right here, right now, the first time ever heard. A planetary scientist at the University of fucking Arizona and the principal investigator of the OSIRIS-REx mission at a news conference last month. Here's the thing, you asshole. I don't take any of this seriously. And you naming shit after fake and fucking made up dinosaurs doesn't impress me. And listen, Dante, shove that rock right up your ass. I don't care. We are a broke, very broke country at this point, and the government is literally fighting the right, going, hey, we don't have any money to make this deal. The left going, we need to make a deal for Ukraine. And then somewhere in the middle, or I guess outside of that, is regular people going, I think Russia just won this war. What the fuck is going on? They just spent $200 million. Is another thing I want to talk about. Right here, or no, 600 million. My bad, not 200. $600 million awarding. They call it awards, right? To bolster U.S. manufacturing of COVID-19 tests, Nathan. $600 million. Look at this. 88.7 million for Access Bio New Jersey. These are all privatized companies, which are also, they're just owned by the government, obviously. Look at this. This is bought and paid for. But look at this. $600 million for COVID-19 testing. Something where a new virus is coming out, allegedly, and they already have said that, hey, pretty much everyone that took the vaccine is fucked. That's pretty much it. You're fucked. That's what they said. But we're going to test for it if you're fucked. I think the good test on is like you can go pull your medical records. I think you would already know. If not, it's probably the sponge brain from the vaccinations. But you're fucked. I mean, here's the thing. They just keep releasing viruses. And yeah, they show that video like they're all super careful and it's all goes from one lock container to another. And then over in China, allegedly, they're just throwing it around. I don't even think it came from China. I don't. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah.
NASA has quite the budget as well. I mean, who's to say that?
And that's a private company. That's
Right.
allegedly a private fucking company. Where do they get all their money from?
It's a great question. I always thought taxpayers paid for part of NASA, but yeah, where does that money come from?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a bunch of ex-Nazi scientists, you know, who've headed up most of the programs, the rocket programs, and all that. I mean, why would we not? Why would we deny? Why would we doubt anything they have to say to us? But yeah, money situation with the country right now. We're in a hell of a pickle, and then they want to talk about giving more money to Ukraine. It makes me sick when there are people still homeless in Lahaina from their houses getting burned down while the government's trying to reacquire all the land.
Oh, I just made a video the other day. They say that this government shutdown will directly affect the people of Lahaina because the little bit of money that didn't help at all that's being sent to them is going to be cut short if they don't make a deal to send more money to Ukraine.
Isn't that funny how they always have a way to hold us hostage and make us feel that pressure, and then they have the people to blame too. It's the people on the right. That's why you're not getting your COVID stimulus check of $1,000, because they don't want you to have your money, when really that's not at all what they're arguing about. They're arguing about the 100 other pages of bullcrap that you're sending money to other things written into the same bill, and now they're doing it with the government shutdown and sending money to Ukraine.
And I know what you mean, but I don't find any of it funny. I don't find them taking our money funny in the beginning. I don't find them printing more money to make the money that we have less worth any more money, because they can like hold it. There's a word for that. I can't remember it, but they can hold that against the other people, other countries, and other monetary values, because their money also doesn't mean shit. Because you know,
leverage it.
Leverage. There you go. They can leverage it against other people's money, because also their money doesn't mean shit either. And all we got to do is just keep printing it. And they're like, yeah, it's not worth anything. And you can see that, but right now it is. So you better
We're
listen.
under the illusion that it is. And our money is less worthless than your money. Your money's really worthless.
And the only reason it's worth fucking anything, people, is because the people that own all of that fake money own everything else. And they want you to believe that. Yeah. And we agree. Yeah. Because as soon as that money's not worth anything, they're not worth anything, and none of the shit means anything, and none of it's going to happen. But yeah, as they're paying $600 million, or they just sent that off to get the COVID-19 bullshit going. They're also dropping a rock from space, and they're also begging for more money from the country. Yeah, what do you think about this? What do you think about all of these things just happening at once? It's interesting because NASA comes out. It's like, oh, we're so rich that we can just like suck a space turd down and we can catch it and capture it and everything. But like, you look at everything else, and it's like fucking insane.
Yeah, well, to touch on what you said earlier about a missing plane, it made me think of the passenger airliners that went missing when do you remember that, over like the Asian countries? Or I don't remember exactly. There was multiple though during that, before disclosure happened and everything from our government. There were these passenger airliners that were flying over, I don't know what part of the world, I want to say Asia somewhere, but yep, just disappeared off of the radio waves, and no one could figure out what happened to them. And there was rumor that they got shot down. They found parts of them in the sea. There's other rumors that they slipped into another dimension. Who knows? But how can we not keep track of our own airplanes, but then we can manage to somehow grab a rock off of an asteroid, on the other side of the frickin' solar system, or whatever he said it was. It wasn't that far, but he said hundreds of millions of miles away. We can manage that just fine and consider that a gift to the earth, but we can't keep track of our own planes or where the hell money's ending up. Look at how they accidentally sent $6 billion to Ukraine. Did you hear about that?
Accidentally.
Yeah, apparently they accidentally sent $6 billion more than they wanted to, than they agreed upon, to Ukraine. And that would more than, cover the costs of repairing everybody's house in Lahaina, not to mention probably deal with a whole other slew of issues with the surplus of money left over. But yeah, it was like $6 billion over accidentally sent to Ukraine.
Well, accidents happen, Nathan.
Yeah. And
obviously a real accident.
Yeah.
All of it's an accident. It's not a coincidence. Don't even think so.
Coincidence. Yeah. It's like with the
two can't happen, but when I always give them three, because the third one is when it's completely horseshit. But look at this. I said space turd. Look at this. Yeah. It definitely looks like a space turd. I said that before. Yeah.
Reminds
That's
me
the best picture they could give us after however many fucking millions or dollars that they spent, or trillions. Who knows? Since fucking 2016, this is the image they can give me of what I'm looking at here.
It's like Joe Dirt. That's Space Peanut.
I would trust Joe Dirt over this shit, dude. This is crazy. Look at this shit, dude. He says a full revolution of the asteroid Bennu.
Okay.
I can't. Captured by the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft in 2018. So that's it.
That's what we spent millions of
That's
dollars on.
real.
Yep.
That's what we took a piece of. That's it. That's real.
What's going to be really funny is
Are
when we
these people
do.
fucking with me, man? These people are fucking with me, right?
They're not fucking with you. They're fucking with everybody who believes
Fucking
it.
with me, bro.
Yeah. It's a big joke.
Oh, it does say, but it is difficult to test this idea using meteorites, pieces of asteroids that reach Earth's surface, which are heated by the atmosphere and are then contaminated by microbes on the ground. Dr. Loretta said this is not the first chunk of an asteroid brought back to Earth. In 2010, the Hayabusa mission, led by the Japanese space agency JAXA, I believe that too, managed, in spite of technical troubles, to recover less than a milligram of material from a near Earth asteroid named Itokawa. A decade later, a follow-up mission, Hayabusa 2, retrieved a few gribs of space rock from Ryugu. With that sample, scientists have found evidence suggesting the asteroids had delivered water to the early Earth, and discovered the presence of uracil, a building block of RNA and molecular helps form proteins. This is why I don't believe in the alien shit. This is why. This is the bullshit. See what I'm saying? This is the reason why I don't believe any of the alien shit. I just don't.
Imagine, let's say $100 million goes missing from the budget of NASA, and the board of directors says, "Where did this money go? Where is it?" And they're like, "Oh, that must have been from that one time we got space rock because it cost us $100 million." Well, how hard would it be to just run out there, create a little space rock out of your backyard, throw it up on a weather balloon, let it pop and fall back down, and hey, here it comes entering our atmosphere, fresh off the delivery service from space. Costs us $100 million. There goes the budget. There goes the budget explanation. And really, it's just some backyard treasure that they dug up and faked. Not to say that's what they're doing, but I'm just saying, think about these things. We just put blind trust in these. We blindly follow these people because it's such an accredited organization. How often do we have people go in there and really, vouch for them and show us what they've been doing with all that money?
Never for anything. I mean, imagine, fucking. Oh, here we go. Your entire Air Force fleet being told to shut down because it's a test situation on a specific day on a specific year where airplanes end up hitting multiple buildings, causing them to collapse a few weeks before the biggest insurance policy ever taken on besides the Titanic, which is also connected to the same people. And then the third building collapses, right? Right. And then like 3 or 4, what was it, trillion fucking dollars disappears from the Pentagon after an alleged craft hits it, which they can't prove that a craft hits it. Fucking insane. I mean, look at this picture. It
actually hits. It hits the spot that they were doing the investigation into, where that department was located in the area where the plane hit.
Do you see this right here? Do you see this picture? You see that? That's crazy, dude. I think I saw this Halloween costume for like $300 on Amazon. I'm not even joking. For real. I mean, they got all these high-tech Photoshop. Look at this 4K photo right here. That is it's all Photoshop. This is all made up. This is all made up. No one took this photo. This looks like out of a movie. It's all bullshit.
My favorite video about NASA and the flat earthers arguing with the globies about whether the earth is round or not, and NASA's a liar, is the one where these two guys are sitting Skyping these other two guys, and they have a backdrop, and it looks like a satellite view going over the ocean. And they're talking, trying to argue with the guys. Why don't you ever see any planes or something in these photos when they're going over the ocean? Or why don't you ever see any landmass when they go over the ocean? And they're like, well, they have this excuse. The globies have an excuse, and then the flat earthers spin the camera around, and really it was just them pointing their camera up at the sky with like some prop fixated into their shot. But if you look at it, it looks like exactly like what you would imagine a NASA image flying over the Earth from a satellite would. It's convincing. But they're like, look at, we did this with zero budget. NASA gets, hundreds of billions of dollars a year. I mean, that could be a bit of a stretch, but quite a bit of money in their budget every year. Think of how they could easily manipulate us.
You know what? I think NASA might be. I think NASA is just bullshit. This picture cracked me up. These were the guys they sent out to go fucking pick up and take pictures and secure this thing. These are the guys. Isn't it fucking hilarious?
The two guys on the top look like twins.
I mean, yeah, the fat twin and the skinny twin. I believe it. I think NASA might be a black budget plan organization. I think that they can funnel the shit, right? Because space sounds super fucking expensive.
Yep.
If it, I mean, it does, right? It does, and so when they say these numbers to you, it blows no one's mind. When they say millions and millions and millions, it's like, oh, space and shit. We're advancing. We feel like we're advancing. Why? Because it was super important to advance when we landed on the moon. It was the whole Russia, battle. And no one's actually advancing. I think it's a black budget.
Oh, the Cold War.
Oh, yeah. The Cold War that lasted for fucking ever. I think we're still kind of in that. That was the whole put the ideology into people like, we have competition, instead of those just being another country or whatever. Who cares what they're doing? If they come and fuck with us, we'll fuck them up, right? Or we'll do our best. But it became like, we have competitors, first world competitors, China, Russia, China, Russia, China, Russia, China, Russia. I think it's just a way for them to funnel tax-paying dollars, because a lot of it's made illegally, but for like deep underground military bases and actual black ops programs with what they call UFOs. I believe all those UFOs that they see is ours and we're flying them. But they're not going to tell you that. I mean, why would you? And I don't think either that our enemy is Russia and China. I think the enemy of them that we're paying them to look for and everything is us. Some sort of weird holy war kind of thing going on here. I think it's against something else.
Well, when you think about how much money is being tossed around and how many of these programs, think of the power that we just know about, the power structure of today, and what is, like we're talking about, the black operation, the black sites that are doing things, creating technologies that slowly get leaked to the public, like Bob Lazar going on Joe Rogan and his book that he wrote talking about all this technology and spacecrafts at Area 51. That's just what we have been allowed to know about. Think about, like, really try to comprehend, wrap your mind around the potential of what's going on right now as you and I are speaking through this Zoom meeting. Think about what's going on potentially right now on the other side of the world, or just, down the road for all we know. And the technology, the technological advances, or what they could be interacting with, ways that they could be, look at weather control, interdimensional travel portals, all these things that we talk about in here. And this is just what we know about.
Yeah, for real. Trying to get me to buy something on this. Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, the amount of money that just disappears. What if that whole 2001 Pentagon losing all that money? What if that was just an elite pulling out one of the bank accounts? What if they didn't lose it? He was just like, yeah, fuck you. You want to do this? Fuck you.
Oh,
and took his money out, and
they needed a way to legitimize
explain it. Yeah.
Explain it without causing a panic, which they couldn't.
Which actually happened before 9/11. Right before. So it was the perfect, it was like he knew. And I just went over that not long ago, which was, there was the second 9/11 possible plane attack, or there was a plane that crashed like a month and a half after 9/11 in like Queens, New York.
Did you hear about the single engine Cessna plane that was taken up shortly after 9/11 and crashed into the FBI building?
No.
Yep, I remember that very particular event. So after 9/11, it was all over the news for a very short amount of time, but it was a small not single passenger, single engine, like a 6-person passenger plane was taken up. It was in the middle of the night and crashed into the FBI building. I don't remember what state, but I'm sure it would not be hard to dig this up.
Into the FBI building.
Yep,
I think they did a few of them to cover to just in case they needed something else. Like I dug through the news around the time, and all of a sudden Russia made a deal. So they went to like the UN or whatever it was back then, NATO, and made a deal. Like, and they're all, oh, we're on your side, we're on your side, we're on your side. We're not gonna, you know what I mean? Of course, they're terrorists, is what it seemed like. And it was just a big bunch of bullshit. And then all of a sudden with Russia, and that's where the nuclear arms deal went, where they dropped down the amount of like the 2,100 nuclear arms or something. They made the agreement, which I don't know what that.
denuclearizing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's them going, listen, fucker, we'll blow our own cities up. What do you think we'll do to you? Drop your nuclear weapons, because if we go to war for 20 years, we want to make sure that you're not going to attack us. Is kind of what I was getting from it. I don't know. But that's kind of what it looked like. Yeah, it was like, listen, you're next. We'll fucking blow up our own cities. We'll blow up our own Pentagon. We'll do this to us, to these people. Get in line and drop your nukes and back down, or we're going in a different direction. And I think Russia went, yes, sir.
It's interesting how different countries are our allies, and they're the heroes of some wars or battles, and the next thing you know, they're our greatest enemy. And how basically different countries and factions play their part, and then next thing you know, they're the star of the next bad series with the bad guy. Russia, multiple times. I think Russia helped us beat Hitler in World War II, and look at who is being villainized now. Didn't Russia help us in the Iraq or Afghanistan war as well? War in Iraq. And anyways.
Something. That's how they got their fucking pipelines.
Sure. You had what was that group? Osama bin Laden, Al Qaeda. They were working with the CIA at one point. So was ISIS, and they both became our enemies. They were killing us with our own weapons. For crying out loud.
Well, of course, you got to continue the war. Look at this HD rock. There we go. I want to show people this. Let's see. Just type in Earth from space images, because I say this a lot, but no one fucking actually, like, the people that disagree with it never actually fucking look. Look at this. I mean, one picture. That's not AI or computer generated of Earth.
I don't see one.
And all I typed in was Earth from space, right? Look at that.
And would we be able to tell even if they say it wasn't?
No, but I mean, it would look a little bit more, it would look somewhat realistic, right?
Sure.
I mean, fuck. I mean, look at this. Why don't we have it? Look at this. What is that? It's not even from space. That's not even accurate on the distance allegedly.
All they got to do is put a fisheye lens on.
I believe this one. That's real.
No.
That's true.
Yep, definitely.
Let's see if we can do it. Let's see. What do we think?
Earth from space, uploaded January 1st, 2020. It's a groundbreaking 2-hour special that reviews.
Hey, for real. Let's see. You can't even get a satellite photo. Look at that. What's that? That kind of looks real, doesn't it?
I always wonder if they have these things just suspended underwater, and they have like astronauts floating through a pool of water, and it looks like they're floating in space.
I mean, what is this shit? Why wouldn't you? I mean, people go to mountains, people take pictures of their food, like people take all sorts of photos of just bullshit that they think is pretty. You'd think that there would be so many of these. Look at this.
And that there'd be far more real looking pictures than these CGI looking ones.
Well, true. And what I want to point out though, what proves to me that it's just completely bullshit, all of it's bullshit. If you notice, every single picture is different. Every single Earth picture looks different.
Mm-hmm.
And I know clouds and shit change or whatever, but every single one, look at this, looks different. The color, I mean, it's rounded, but that's pretty much all they got. I mean, it's not even rounded the same. Look, I mean, which is distance and everything. I mean, this is completely bullshit, but look, it's all different.
Uh-huh. I love how they all try to emphasize that curvature. I mean, some of them are quite a dramatic curve there in the picture.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like we would not be seeing the curve this much from the angle of this from any of these.
I mean, they're not even that far. Like that's the funny thing is they're showing these satellites. They're like that's not that far.
Right. Like if you were to measure the distance, okay, so this is supposed to be how many thousands of feet above Earth? There's no way you would see the curvature like that from that distance. You'd have to be way further out if the curvature exists as they say it does.
Mm-hmm. Way out. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't match up. If you look at the land masses down below and you factor in like, okay, width and length and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't make sense.
None of it matches. None of it looks
No.
the same. It all looks like different planets to me. I mean,
Uh-huh.
close. They got the same colors and everything, but it's a different fucking planet every time. I can't find one that looks the same. And that's my problem with this whole situation.
And you know what's even funnier is the fact that the telescopes or the, satellites or whatever we have here, they're all the same size. But then you look at the Earth, and the Earth is so many different sizes behind, and the land masses below are totally different. It's
These
doesn't
are all
match
the
up.
same. Look at that. These are all the same. What's with the indentations on them? Why?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Nuclear war? What is that? I don't look like a dinosaur egg.
It's just the
That
same
does look
space
like a
rock
dinosaur egg. It
taken
really
over and
does.
over and over. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a real photo. It's crazy. I mean, where's the real photos?
And how come when they
These
get
are all
space rock,
bullshit too. You type in real photos of space and every single one's bullshit. Look at that.
how come
Oh,
whenever they're
that's
showing
legit.
space rocks here, they're all white? But whenever you see somebody like cut open a meteor, you go to a rock collector and they say this is actually a piece of a meteor, and they cut it open, it looks metallic.
It's a stuffed animal. I have no idea, dude. Because it's bullshit. That's what I think.
Doing it in black and
This is
white, black
my
and white
favorite.
photos.
This is my favorite right there.
Oh yes.
Got to get your Saturn worship in, guys.
Hmm.
I mean, I literally typed in real photos of space. This is what I got.
The best they can do.
That bullshit. Fucking
Well,
crazy.
also, so the moon is, they say that's another one of those photos where they say if you were on the moon looking at the Earth would not be that big. It would be so much bigger because it's tremendously bigger than the moon. And if you look at the moon from the Earth, it actually looks about the size of what you're looking at here in this picture. So if you were on the moon, the Earth would be gigantic compared to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be having this little speck out in the distance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's what it is. I don't think any of it's what it is.
Well, clearly we just did a simple Google search.
I know, right? If it was, wouldn't we see the shit that we were supposed to see?
Yeah.
Fucking
They
crazy.
realize they dumbed us down. The dumbing down of the world is complete. Now they just prance around, rubbing it in our face so they can clear their karma.
Yeah. You guys
Wash
won.
their hands.
I'm a fucking idiot, so you won.
Yeah, we have our moments.
I can
At
Google
least we're
search
asking
though.
questions.
Asking the right ones, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that. All right. Anything else for the people?
No, I don't have any words of wisdom other than here we are, another episode down. and keep your heads up and on a swivel and question everything.
That's right. And
That's
we're
all we're
also,
doing.
yeah, and we're not on YouTube and we're real as shit. So everyone make sure to not only like, comment, add us if you haven't. We're on Rumble, in like 2,000 podcast directories, but make sure to also send it to your friends. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Send it to your people, because how
And
else are they going to see it?
I'm really proud of Rumble. I know you did a
Mhm.
video on that, but the way they stood their ground against the UK government and said, no, we're not about that. This is a platform for free speech, and none of these allegations against Russell Brand have been even, he hasn't been charged with anything yet. So, and I love how the UK government approached Rumble and said, join us in, or join YouTube in banning and demonetizing. So YouTube already, bent the knee. It's just so crazy. So I really got to say, I got to give a round of applause to Rumble for staying true to their values.
Fuck yeah, we'll see them too. They'll try to like ban Rumble or some shit,
Hmm.
which they can because those countries don't have freedom of speech. And they're attacking it here first. It's crazy being in like the best country in the fucking world, because with your civil rights that you have, your constitutional rights and everything,
Hmm.
they attack here first when they really attack. Because as soon as they can get someone on it, they can use that as like a foothold for the next one. So if they can get Trump on his speech, they can go, we convicted a president or a former president on his speech. You're fucked,
Yep.
is what they'll do in a courtroom.
Yep. Absolutely. They went after Trump, then they went after Alex Jones, and they went after a whole slew of other patriot
Well, they went for
organizing
Alex Jones
places.
first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because now they're going
They've
for
been
Trump for his
persecuting
freedom
him.
of speech.
That's true. They've been persecuting Alex Jones for years, and
Mhm.
it's like we can sit by and say this doesn't affect us. I'm going to keep my head low and eyes forward. But really, the more you allow it to happen, the more voices that get taken out through this means, through attacking of freedom of speech and silencing dissenting opinions. We don't stand a chance. We got to band together now and stop it while it's happening.
Mhm. Yep. Or we got to overthrow our government.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Crazy times we're living in.
Fuck yeah. Let us know what you think.